Investing in offshore wind in Southeast Asia is seen as a logical move for many overseas energy firms. S&P Global noted that Vietnam and the Philippines are the most attractive locations due to a number of factors, with the most notable being that both countries have vast amounts of breezy coastlines. However, it is still very much early days for offshore wind in the region. Overseas players are exploring opportunities, and while a few projects are in the works, a lot more are needed. That's because the Vietnamese government has set a target to add at least 46 gigawatts and as much as 87 gigawatts by 2050. Meanwhile, there is hope the Philippines will add anywhere between 12 and 17 gigawatts of offshore wind between now and 2040. Foreign companies are expected to play a significant role in these efforts. Current estimates claim that more than half of all offshore wind facilities in Vietnam are joint ventures with international businesses. In the Philippines, a law permitting 100% foreign ownership of renewable energy projects was recently approved. With all of this in mind, here's a look at who is already investing in offshore wind in Southeast Asia. Copenhagen Infrastructure Partners has announced it will invest $5 billion to build 3 Philippine offshore wind energy projects that could produce up to 2 gigawatts. It is a landmark deal in that this is the first time a foreign company will own 100% of a clean power project in the Philippines. That became possible after the Philippine government approved regulations permitting renewable energy projects to be solely owned by overseas entities. There is hope this will pave the way for other offshore wind developments in the country. Ireland-based Mainstream Renewable Power is building offshore wind facilities capable of generating 1.9 gigawatts of renewable energy in Vietnam. Work is already underway on its flagship Phu Quang Soc Tran project that will be able to produce 1.4 gigawatts once fully operational. Mainstream Renewable Power owns a 70% stake in the project, with a local partner holding the remaining 30%. Sumitomo has plans for an offshore wind power generation project in Vietnam, although details of this remain scarce. The Japanese corporation announced it is building a facility that will have a capacity of up to 1 gigawatts, with operations slated to start no later than 2030. Thailand's Gulf Group owns a 95% stake in Mekong Wind Power, which operates the Mekong project in southern Vietnam. That facility produces 128 megawatts and is already operational. Shell Overseas Investment and local player Alternergy are in advanced talks to co-develop a 1 gigawatt offshore wind farm in the Philippines. The pair have already found a suitable location at Calavite Passage in Mindoro. Negotiations are ongoing, with Shell eyeing a 40% stake in the joint venture. As mentioned at the start of this video, we are very much in the early stages of offshore wind in Southeast Asia. It is likely that more overseas firms will bring their skill, their expertise, and their knowledge on the subject, and we should see even more of these projects spring up in the coming years. That does it for me. I am Cheyenne Hollis. This is Interesting Asia, and make sure you keep it interesting.